Hello again. We are here at the Bandai Namco booth, and we just got a look at Dark Souls 2. It's out in 2014. There's not a lot that we can say about it yet, or say on camera about it yet, but it's really exciting, and we hope to learn more. We're here with the director, Tanimura-san, and a translator, because this is a Japanese interview, and we're happy to have you here. Thanks so much for coming and or allowing us to talk to you. Dark Souls 2, we were in the presentation, and it was made very, very clear to us that this is not an easy game. It will have no easy mode, and tough if you're a beginner. Can you tell me the rationale behind that?
The reason for the difficulty or the challenges is we want the players to sense a sense of satisfaction when overcoming the certain challenges in the game. So our intent is not to really make a difficult game, but it's to provide sort of the fist clenching or the happiness that you get after overcoming the challenges. So hopefully any player that picks this game up will be able to challenge and try to keep going forward.
I know this game has a huge following, or Dark Souls 1 had a huge following. When people learn how to play it correctly, they really want to play it all the time. It seems like it was made more for the people who are already big fans of the game. What, in your opinion, makes a difficult game?
I think that what keeps bringing players back is, again, the reward from taking the certain risks and the trial and error. Trying one thing, failing, dying, trying a different pattern, failing, dying. That sort of repetitiveness helps to encourage, trying different things out and trying to find your own play style so that you can figure out on your own in terms of how to overcome.
New features in Dark Souls 2. I know we can't talk too much about it, but when we were doing the demo, for instance, I noticed the player, I believe you can have 3 weapons at one time, correct? He combined the powers of 2 weapons. Is that going to be something that we can look forward to?
In terms of being able to hold 3 weapons in one hand versus 2 that was in Dark Souls 1, it was based on a lot of feedback from the fans. I think we wanted to add a little bit more variations in terms of what types of things you can do. And hopefully being able to hold up to 3 weapons in each hand will add some variations to the certain play styles that the players actually choose to take. There is that dual wielding as well. And hopefully this variation will allow players to more adapt and immerse themselves more into the gameplay.
I wanted to talk a little, or ask a little bit about character creation, because a representative had told me, well, you're not going to exactly go in like, oh, I'm a dual wielder and I'm only going to do this. Is it more organic? How does it go?
For the sake of the E3 demo, we did preset certain characters so that you can see the types of variations that are options for the players to create. But for the actual game, similar to Dark Souls 1, we do plan to implement a character customization style so that players can first pick their classes at the very beginning, but organically sort of change their play style as they see fit during the game.
It seems like a lot of the features that people liked are still in, and there's just there's some tweaks here and there about people who had maybe responses. For instance, the bonfire travel system is a little bit different now. Are there any other specific tweaks you can talk about that maybe you picked up because of a fan response?
There's a lot of user feedback that we received, and there's a lot of comments that we did take into consideration. It's hard to explain all the new sort of enhancements that we put in based on user feedback, but the bonfire that you did bring up was a good point. For Dark Souls 2, we plan to implement it right from the very beginning so that you can jump from bonfire to bonfire, assuming that the bonfires have been lit. So that's hopefully will take away from a lot of the tediousness or the time-consuming aspects that were more of a negative in Dark Souls 1. So hopefully that will help the players get through the game. Not necessarily easier, because the game's going to be as difficult.
Is this available on the next-gen consoles? And do you have any advice for someone who is interested in Dark Souls, hasn't played before and wants to get in?
Currently no plans for next gen. We plan to deliver this game on the PS3 and 360 as well as the PC. As advice, this game is going to be challenging and difficult, but the satisfaction that you get from overcoming is going to be that much greater. So the advice would be, please try not to give up, try to keep challenging and try to overcome, and hopefully new players will also be able to enjoy the Dark Souls experience.
All right, take that advice. Keep trying at it and don't give up. It will be rewarding, and it will be out in 2014. Look for it soon.